Hey everybody, welcome to today's Mentoring Minutes. Today I have Jeff and we're going to be talking about total knee replacements. Last year there's over 1 million knees replaced in the United States, but they predict by 2030 there's going to be over 3.5 million. As people are getting older, living longer, more surgeries are going to be needed. So today we want to talk about what is the best steps for rehab for knee replacement. Patients have knee replaced because it hurts, pain relief. And if you ask them, you survey them, majority of them say their surgery was a success because their pain is gone. It's much better. However, as PTs, we want to make sure they're getting back to function, they get their range, and they get their strength back. Majority of PTs focus on range, right? And we really put that on the patients too. Every time they come in, we're remeasuring, and even patients come in and say, what's my range? I've been stretching all week. What is it? Give me that number, right? And so it's important to make sure they do get back to that 120, 125 flexion, and to make sure they get full extension. We do want that. But studies show that at 1 month out, strength of the quadriceps is actually higher correlated to function than range is. So it's important to not wait on our quad strengthening. We want to do that early. And I'll talk about later on why when it gets to function later on. So let's have Jeff sit at the edge. Multiple studies have come out that say that using neuromuscular re-education, right? So Russian stim or NMES for the quads post-surgery is very important. So one goes on the VMO, another one higher up on the rectus, right? And we want to zap the heck out of this quad. Studies show the higher intensity you can take, the better results you get. So the bigger the pad means you can turn the intensity up higher. The larger the surface area, the more spread out that current is. So if we have those smaller pads, we may not even get to the point where we get a muscle fasciculation. It's important to get muscle fasciculation when we use this. That's the point of it. And we'll stick Jeff in a black TheraBand here. Alright, so pretend we have a machine here, we're turning it on, and when it's on, Jeff's kicking out and holding that quad as much as he can. 10 to 12 seconds on, and then 45 to 48 seconds of rest. Right? You want to do that about 10 minutes, and the studies that had the best outcomes started within the first week. So let's not wait on our quad strengthening, we want to do that early. When we're discharging our patients 6 months, 5 months later, right? Pain's better, they're walking, they're doing stairs, but studies show that at 6 months out, there's still about 40% less strength in their quad compared to healthy controls of the same age. At 1 year out, there's still a 30% decrease in quad strength compared to healthy controls. In a study that looked at quad strength and function before surgery and after surgery, at 6 months out, those patients are about where they were. So we did a good job of getting them back to pre-surgery level, but how functional, how strong were they right before they went in for surgery? Probably not that much, which is why they had surgery. So we need to do a better job of strengthening them to make sure that a year out, they're not back to right where they were, but they're better than that. Another article talks about, well, what's the best way to strengthen? We want to find ways to overload the muscles, definitely, but if you compared weights on a machine compared to functional strengthening, better outcomes in related to function, which is what a lot of 65, 70-year-old people want to do. They want to be able to function properly. So for Jeff here, we're going to have Jeff work on some sit-to-stands, some transfers, using some dumbbells, because you want to make sure that he's building strength. If we don't overload the muscles, we'll never build enough strength. So we want to make sure Jeff can do about 8 to 10 of these. If Jeff's able to do 20 to 30, we need more weight, because we're not building hypertrophy, we're not building muscle strength. Okay? Another good one besides sit-to-stands would be step-ups. Again, very functional, so they can have a stair up and down. Okay? If they're unsafe holding something in their hands, put a backpack on them. Right? Put a backpack, put a bunch of weight in it, so they're having to move more weight than they're used to actually build muscle strength. We need to push these patients and strengthen a little harder than we do. We tend to think of them being a little frail, a little bit older, they're in pain, and we do need to respect the pain. We want to ice, we want to make sure we're taking meds, but long term, the stronger they are in that first month, better outcomes at 6 months and 1 year. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time for Mentoring Minutes. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time for Mentoring Minutes. How's that?
That was great. Good job.